Welcome to the Suffering Meatball Chronicles, the podcast where we relive the sound and the sweet chaos of live music. We are your host, Johnny Epiphone, and I'm Rob Henry. And here's the deal. This show is all about concerts we've seen, the stories we've lived, and the moments that made us feel alive, even if the details are a little fuzzy.
We may not always remember the exact dates, the full set lists, or even the band names. Please don't judge us. But we remember how it felt, from tiny dive bars to massive stadiums, from legendary acts to that one guy with the harmonica. This is our passion for live shows, loud nights, and the beautiful mess of music fandom.
So grab a drink, settle in, and let's stumble down memory lane. Because even if the facts aren't perfect, the vibes are. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Suffering Meatball Chronicles, Episode 3. Johnny and I are going to discuss a 2008 show we saw in Baltimore. First off, I want to apologize to everybody on my audio for Episode 1. I was using a piece of equipment that was defaulty, and there was a reason why it was free, and I found out why, because it made my voice sound horrible at times. So that has been rectified. I have removed that from the chain of audio, and I am much clearer. And
You sound great.
Yeah, the microphone is really working well for me today. So, Johnny,
Yes.
you want to explain to the listeners what we're going to be talking about?
We're going to talk about Virgin Fest 2008 in Baltimore at the Pimlico Raceway. And we went specifically to see the motherfucking Stooges.
Yeah.
as Iggy always put it.
Right.
And we were not disappointed. But
we were not.
Do we want to read the whole list of the main stage that day?
Well, let's kind of set the stage why we went to see the Stooges, right? So in 2007, 2008, there was a big Surges reunion type tour. And this was one of the shows that they played. They played a lot of festivals. Somewhere I have a recording of the Vegas Festival with them in Las Vegas in 2008 for their comeback tour. But Iggy decided to reunite with the Ashton brothers and bring Mike Watt up on stage.
Mike Watt, yeah,
Mike Watt to play bass. So we figured that was a pretty special time in Stooges history. They have, Iggy had been a solo artist for many decades, and the Ashtons went through their struggles, and they circled around and decided to do a tour. And we were lucky enough to see it, weren't we, Johnny?
We were. They were hot. It was a very hot day to begin with, but the Stooges were on fire that day. They played pretty much. They didn't play a super long set because, of course, it was a festival, so they had probably less than an hour to play. But I think they played about an hour, right. And they were fantastic.
Yeah, I see on the set list that they played 9 songs and definitely did not disappoint. We left Northern Virginia, and we drove the company truck there up to Pimlico Raceway to meet up with some other colleagues that were covering the festival, the dance tent. Right. So when we got there, yes. we pulled right into the infield and parked right behind the dance tent that these guys were covering and capturing sets from. I think the big one was Moby. And he that was the big capture for them. But backstage at the, we parked the vehicle back there, and there was a bar and a lounge. Right. And we just kind of hung out back there until we wanted to see, we heard, of course, we heard the dance tent, but then there was another stage off.
You couldn't not hear the dance tent.
There was another stage that was close enough to where we could hear it, but we really didn't have a view of it. and there were some. I think Bob Dylan definitely played. I think he was the headliner that night,
Yes.
right? Or was it Kendrick Lamar or whatever? Not Kendrick Lamar.
Kanye.
Kanye.
Yee, as
Yes.
he goes by
Yee.
now.
Yes. Yee was on that stage. Um, as I think I think he was the headliner. Bob Dylan came on before him, and
Yes.
I think that was the only time that I've ever seen Bob Dylan live on stage or even heard him. Right, I never had the opportunity. Not a
Same.
Definitely not a big Bob Dylan fan, but we knew what stage Iggy was on, and we had the VIP access, right? And
Oh,
we
yeah.
got fairly close to the stage. We were, if you're looking at the stage, we were on the right hand side, probably, you know, 3 or 4 people deep. It
Yes.
was a big stage, um, and yeah, the set was incredible. It was hot. We saw a lot of good shows at that particular festival. I remember being in the field for 9 Inch Nails,
Yes. And
um,
Stone Temple
and
Pilots,
Stone Temple
back
Pilots.
when Scott was still with us.
Wow, I'd forgotten that point. Yeah, they're still around, but Scott's, he's been dead for a while, which sucks. But so yeah, we drive up there, we pull in the back. We got special VIP parking, special VIP lounge, so Johnny could get as many Cokes as he wanted, and
Diet Coke.
Diet
You.
Cokes. Yes, so you could drink all the Diet Cokes you wanted. And I had to stop drinking at one point because I had to drive home after the show. So I did have some afternoon beers while I was there. Of course, it was free, and it was pretty fun hanging back in that lounge. You know, I don't remember any big names coming back there or anybody that I knew, but we were so focused on going to see the Stooges, and that 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 show was really special, with all four of those guys doing all those old songs.
I just remember being real hoarse after their set because I was singing along to every song.
Oh yeah, hard not to. And then Iggy jumping in the crowd toward the end,
Oh, yeah.
and what looked to be his dad was there holding the microphone cable up as he went through the crowd.
Oh, his since departed road manager. I can't remember his name, but yeah, he was there. His son might have been there working in his crew. Eric.
I just remember a really old guy being on stage, grabbing the microphone and holding it above his head so that it wouldn't get entangled in the crowd.
Yes.
While Iggy went out and did his thing. I don't. He wasn't crowd surfing, was he? He's known for that.
Um. Yeah, he pretty much invented that.
Yeah.
Uh, that I can't quite recollect.
I know he was in the
But
crowd for a while. He ended up toward the back. I think they definitely had to lift him back up on stage. So there was a bunch of big burly guys when he was done. I don't know. I mean, he was gone off the stage while they were just playing the same riff over and over again for at least 10, 12, 15 minutes.
yeah, that I'm not so sharp on, but
I remember. I remember that clearly. Um, and I don't know. You want to go through the set list, Johnny? You got the set list in front of you?
sure.
All right.
I don't have a set list in front of
Oh,
me.
I do. I can bring up. I can start the set list. Okay, so they opened the show with 1969, which we all know is one of the heaviest riffs ever written. Uh,
Based on Johnny Cash's I Walked the Line, apparently.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
never knew that.
Iggy used that yeah.
And then the second song in the set was "Loose," which is a great tune. Then they did "No
Yes.
Fun." Then they did 1970. And then the fifth song in their set was "Funhouse," which again, a great Stooges song.
Oh, what a great track.
What a great track, yeah. And they did the sixth song in their set was "Little Electric Chair."
Oh, that was off their reunion album.
Right. And the seventh song in
The
the set was
Weirdness.
I Want to Be Your Dog, which any true punk rock fan should know that song and know it by heart. I'm hearing it
Yes.
in my head right now as we speak. Then the eighth song was Seek and Destroy, which is another fantastic Stooges song.
And which is unusual because when that song was written and performed originally, Ron was playing bass and not guitar, and James Williamson was in the band, but they had started playing Search and Destroy um, during that reunion tour, and it was just unusual for them to play that.
Yeah, and then they did another newer song that definitely wouldn't fly today called "My Idea of Fun." And when I get pissed at the world, I play that song on repeat over and over again. You know, because my idea of fun is killing everyone. And this was what I don't remember when Combine was, but you know, that song would not fly today. That song would
No.
offend a lot of people. Sometimes I put it on and listen to it just to offend myself because it just fun to kill everybody, and that's how they ended the set. I don't remember what stage that was on. There was several stages, several large stages, at least three. Right? There was
It
one.
was it was the one that was in a. It wasn't the one that Bob Dylan played on, because that
Yes.
one. Remember, we climbed on some kind of tower and got yelled at
Yeah, it was
by event people.
the main like sign for the actual horse, horse race track there. They had a sign, a Pimlico sign. And we were standing by. I was like, "Hey, let's climb up here." We climbed up there, and man, they came running at us. Boy, we almost got kicked out.
Yes.
They were not happy, but we had climbed down by then, right? They
Yeah.
didn't come over and tell us to get down. We just went up there to see if we could see that stage, hung out there and was like, "Hey, this is a pretty cool view," and then climbed back down. And by the time we got back down, there was, security officers there telling us that we weren't allowed to go up there. What were we doing up there? How'd you guys get up there? Why'd you decide to go up? And just a whole inquiry of questions climbing on that sign.
Well, there was a ladder, see, and we climbed up it, and we got a better view, and then we climbed down after thinking about it.
Right. And yeah. And no one told us that. Oh no. We were told that we weren't allowed up there after we already came and climbed down. That was crazy. And then
Yes.
another memorable point to that whole show was that they had this trolley kind of bus thing, right? I guess
Oh yeah.
people mover, and it was like a trolley, and it would drive you around the track. It would go around the actual part of the track where the horses race and take you all the way around the festival. And I remember bugging you about, hey, we got to take the trolley. Hey, we got to take the trolley. Hey, we got to take the trolley. And we did. And
And we did when we were leaving. We during Yee's set, we rode the trolley. It was fun.
Yeah, what a fantastic show. And definitely my first time seeing the Stooges. And all I wanted to do was get back there and see them again and again and again. But they were on the festival tour. Like I said, I got a recording somewhere of them at Vegas in Las Vegas that same year. I didn't get to go to the show, but I walked away with a bootleg, probably that's only been heard by a few people because I don't want to get arrested.
Don't want Iggy's people coming after you.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to kind of relive the festival there in Baltimore. I don't. Was there food back there, or did we actually have to go? I remember having to go
We
to.
had to we had to buy our own food.
Right.
I don't think there was food. There was definitely beverages, free beverages.
There was definitely free beverages. I don't.
Water,
I do.
lots of water.
There was no bathroom back there, too, was there? I don't know if they had a Don's John's back
Ooh,
there. I remember
I
walking
don't
across the
remember.
track to have to go all the way over to where the grandstands were, where you watch the horse races to go to the bathroom. I remember that.
Maybe, yeah. Wow, I didn't recall that, but yeah, I just remember it being so hot that day, and
It was.
it
It
was
was.
August.
It was. It was super hot, and they did have.
August and
Go ahead, Johnny.
oh, I was just gonna say it was August in Baltimore, and in this area it gets hot in August, especially the first couple weeks of August.
And you wouldn't normally think that a horse racing track as a concert venue, but it was definitely put together really well. That those were the days when Pimlico infield during the actual Pimlico race was just like a drunk fest. I mean, every Baltimore redneck would make it onto that field and just get hammered during the actual horse race. And they've curtailed it a little bit after so many people just getting obliterated in that infield.
Yeah.
That was their whole goal, was to go to the racetrack and sit in the infield and just get hammered. It was like tradition, like every year for many years. You know, you weren't wearing a goofy hat and drinking mint juleps or whatever. You were down slamming fucking natty light in the infield with all your buddies.
Yes. Now apparently Seth Hurwitz of IMP, It's My Party Productions, was the guy putting on the Virgin Fest.
Oh yeah,
The guy, the owner of the 930 Club. Yeah.
I don't think that festival lasted many years.
I don't think
It's not
so
like the
either.
Warp Tour, right? The Warp Tour, they still have the Warp Tour, right? The Vans Warp Tour.
Yes.
That still comes around every so often, every year, every couple of years. But this one was, 2008. So it was, the heyday of the big festivals, that were
Yes,
cheap.
it was. I was still willing to go to a festival back then. Now, no way.
Yeah. You wouldn't go to a festival, even if
No,
Iggy,
just too many
even if they
too
resurrected
many
the
people.
Iggy again.
Yeah, too many people, too much walking. It's just too crazy. I mean, I remember the one HF festival we went to
Yeah.
was great. Yeah, that must have been before then.
Yeah,
No,
the HF
yeah, that was
festivals were
before then.
in
That
the
was
in the 90s, the late 90s.
yeah, that was like 96 or so that we went to the HF festival together. You took
Yeah,
your brother-in-law
my brother-in-law,
and his friend.
yeah, I went to like 3 of those. I don't remember, you must have gone to the first one. Was that the one the Foo Fighters were at?
Maybe they seem to play
Yeah.
every HF festival
Well, they just had
since
one
Dave
this
Grohl
past
has.
year again. They resurrected it and had
Oh
had
yeah,
had another one.
yeah,
A colleague of mine went, said it was great. Lots of the 90s, like, rock is coming back, you know? A lot of bands from the 90s are having a resurgence here in 2020, the 2020s, I should say.
yes. Well, good for them, man. We need more rock in our lives.
We do. And that 90s rock is, some of it's kind of corny, but some of it's really, really good. So out of these 9 songs, Johnny, which do you remember the most? Which song were you like, wow, this is amazing?
Probably Funhouse because I fucking love that song.
Yeah,
I mean, it
Funhouse.
brought out Steve McKay, the late sax player who played on the original recording of it, and Mike Watt just locked into that bass line, and it was amazing. And I had actually seen the Stooges before at the 930 Club on the reunion tour. A friend of mine got tickets to it, and we went, and that was a hot mess. That show, it was I want to say in February, and it was so hot in the ninth. It
It's
was the new
always hot in
930
there,
Club.
man. It's a sweat box in that place, dude. Every show I've ever been there, it's been so freaking hot.
Yeah,
No air moving, just everybody jammed in there. I haven't been in a while to that club just because it's just so like hot and uncomfortable in there. But it's a great venue, and they had a lot of cool stuff. Um,
yeah, kind of memories of the original 930 Club, which had poor air conditioning that they eventually fixed and got rid of the funky smell that pervaded that place.
the funky smell. I want to say that Funhouse was probably the top song as well. Uh, I like that, and then when they did My Idea of Fun, I probably was yelling "Kill everyone"
Yeah.
toward the end because that song had just been released. It wasn't getting any airplay. I mean they never really got a lot of airplay
No,
as the
not at
Stooges.
all, unfortunately.
Iggy did later on in his career, but yeah, no, he yeah, that album came and went pretty quick. And I think that was the last time he was in the studio recording with those guys.
No, they did an album with James Williamson too. The Weirdness was the album they did with the Ashton brothers. I can't remember the name of the album he did with James Williamson, but neither one of those albums were received that well at the time.
Um, One of the great memories from that festival was being backstage there at the EDM area and just kind of relaxing in that backstage area. And Bob Dylan was on stage. And one ear I'm hearing EDM music, and the other ear I'm hearing Bob Dylan. And my brain was like trying to mesh the two together as being like, Bob Dylan singing like this, and he's singing like this, and it was my brain was confused because
Yes.
it didn't want it wanted to hear Bob Dylan, but it couldn't hear it without the loud EDM music in my right ear. And I do remember getting up and walking over toward that stage and just listening to Bob Dylan for a little while. And then as I got closer to where I was sitting, the EDM got louder and I could still hear Bob Dylan. It was the craziest thing.
Yeah, because the VIP place that we were sitting at was right next to the EDM tent.
Right. And that one stage where Diddy and or whatever his name is,
Yee.
Yee, keep calling him Diddy. Wrong rapper, sorry. So Yee, yeah, Kanye was on
Yeah,
that,
no
that on
baby
that
oil
stage
at this
too.
show.
Yeah. That we knew of. I
Yeah, that we know
I
of.
wasn't wearing white
We
that
did not
day.
partake. We didn't partake in any baby oil shenanigans.
But yeah, I just remember my brain being so confused hearing EDM Bob Dylan, uh, and it's just like the two genres did not mix, but my brain wanted to make it work, and it just was the weirdest thing. I eventually
It
had to
was.
walk away from the EDM tent because my brain was hurting so bad because the two were fusing together, and I'm like, I have to stop this, and my chaos in my brain. So I think I walked over and just kind of listened to Bob Dylan for like two songs till it ended. But yeah, that was a crazy memory. I was like, my brain is still confused. All this time later, somebody out there should fuse the two, just to kind of, you know, uh,
Were there were
freak
there
people out.
people in like cosplay costumes at the EDM tent? I want to say maybe there was, or am I misremembering that? Am I just wishing that was what we
No,
saw?
I think that back then the cosplay hadn't really manifested itself like it has today. Um, I do remember Moby putting on some type of helmet before he went on stage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was some kind of helmet
People were so
don't blame
excited that Moby was doing a set.
him. Sorry, I'm hacking.
That's
Um,
okay.
So yeah, well, I mean, he was a big name back then, dude.
It still is, I
Yeah,
guess.
he still brings in the numbers. But I think this was like a secret show, no one really knew when he was going to take stage, so I put the helmet on and he went out there and started doing his DJ set thing. And then at some point he took the helmet off and everybody was like, "Yay, Moby, yay!" And then he played all his
It's the bald
hits.
white dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
that's
guy who looks like every other guy.
the guy that looks like every other guy, right? Exactly, but is super famous in the EDM world.
Yes. Yes. Very famous.
Yeah, he was very famous, but not as famous as Iggy. Sorry,
No.
there was no band there that was, in my eyes, more influential in rock and punk music than the Stooges.
They were the motherfucking Stooges, Rob.
They were.
They were it was just it still to this day blows my mind that we were fortunate enough to see them reform and play
Yes,
a,
yes.
a few times.
It wasn't long after that. I mean, when did Ron Ashton die? Right, it had to be 2010, 11.
2011.
Okay, so 3 years later, uh, Ron Ashton dies, and that really was kind of the end of the Stooges. Um, there was another show that we saw in 2012, which we'll do an episode on at the Michigan
A
Theater,
tribute to Ron.
a tribute to Ron, and that is available on demand if you go look for it. Right, it's still there. I know they put
Yeah,
out they had a whole film crew there.
it was a DVD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did a whole documentary on the Ashton brothers and the Stooges and Iggy and how their influence uh, really was, to young musicians at the time. And we lost Ron. I mean, he wasn't a young dude, but he wasn't an old dude, you know.
No.
And so yeah, we got to witness that, and I think that was really the last time. Maybe not. I don't know. You probably know more than I do. Um, but yeah, a few years after we saw them at this Virgin Mobile Fest or whatever it was called. No, it wasn't
Yes.
Virgin Mobile Fest, was it?
Virgin yeah, Virgin Festival.
Virgin Festival. Yeah.
It was quite a day, man.
The
I remember
Virgin
getting
Mobile Fest.
lost.
It was. It was called the Virgin Mobile Fest, 2008,
Right.
Pimlico Raceway in Baltimore. Um, yeah, what a I didn't know what to expect. I'd never seen the Stooges, and I definitely wasn't into them as much as you and Mike were. Mike introduced me to the Stooges, and I was listening to metal at the time, so didn't really appreciate it until I saw the man live and became a huge fan. And that my idea of fun definitely hit the hit the playlist, and it's still on my
Yes.
favorites playlist. Doesn't go over too well in certain crowds.
Yeah.
people
I can
don't people
imagine.
don't see the humor in it, you know. You don't put a song out about killing everyone and having fun while you're doing it. That's nowadays with all the mass shootings and stuff. It's just not. It's not good.
No.
It's not good at all.
Doesn't
The
go over, doesn't fly, as they say.
I wonder what prompted Iggy to write a song about
The
having fun
rhyme. It was a
killing
good
everybody.
rhyme.
Yeah, killing everyone.
It's all about the rhyming.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our story. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I would say let us know your comments, but I don't care. These are these are our experiences, and we just want to share them with you. Hopefully, we'll continue to do this, and we got a couple more ideas lined up, and appreciate everybody listening. You got anything to say on a closing, Johnny?
Yeah, we always appreciate you listening, and if you know us and you have any constructive comments, only constructive, mind you, pass them along, and we'll take them to heart. But otherwise, if you want to tell us what to do, go get your own damn podcast.
Right on. Get your own damn podcast. All right. Thanks everybody for listening.
Yes, thank you. And that's a wrap on this episode of Suffering Meatball Chronicles. Thanks for rolling through the memories with us, no matter how fuzzy the details were. We might not get every date right or remember every band name perfectly, but the energy, the stories, that's what really sticks. This show is all about celebrating the magic of live music, one meatball memory at a time.
Until next time, keep your ears open, your heart loud, and never trust your set list memory after beer number 3.
Or 4 or 5.
Or 4 or 5, yeah, depending on how many you had in the parking lot before.